All right. So looking at the benefits of plant-based diets for cancer, when you look, they are found, there's benefit in eating cruciferous plants, which have detoxifying enzymes and anti-cancer phytochemicals. When you look at, when you consume whole intact grains, they also show benefit, as well as beans and legumes, which contain phytates, which are directly anti-cancer and also chelate heavy metals and other toxins. Fruits have been shown to be very beneficial, as well as colorful vegetables. All sorts of fiber have shown benefits, as well as mushrooms, both cultivated and wild, contain beta glucans, polysaccharides, and pyroglycerol and other compounds which have anti-cancer and immune system boosting effects. Herbs and medicinal plants such as garlics, onions, turmeric, wheatgrass, and ginger have also been shown to be beneficial. Anti-cancer compounds found in plants include sulforaphane, indole, 3-carbinol, isocyanates, limonoids, phytosterols, phytophenols, flavonoids, tannins, curcumin, resveratrol, and carotenoids. You have studies that show decreased incidence of cancer in plant-based populations, which include the Adventist Health Study, both 1 and 2, which show decreased incidence of cancer in the plant-based participants. Other studies show the same thing. And there have been a number of studies that have shown increased time to recurrence and increased disease-free survival in people who have been diagnosed and treated for cancer. Multiple studies have shown that those patients diagnosed with cancer who change to a plant-based diet increase their chances of a cure or of long-term survival. Now let's look at the anti-cancer properties of cruciferous and allium vegetables. So your cruciferous vegetables are broccoli, kale, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and so forth. And your allium vegetables are the onions, garlic, leeks, and so forth. And what you see here are a number of different cell types and the decrease in cell proliferation based on consumption of these plant foods. So for medulloblastoma, glioblastoma, which are brain tumors, lung cancer, kidney cancer, and breast cancer, again, the cruciferous vegetables such as cabbage, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and then onions, garlic, green onions, leeks, and so forth have been shown to be very potent in this regard. Now, when you look at the impact on normal cells, so we see that these plant foods decrease the proliferation of cancer cells. Well, what do they do to normal cells? Well, again, when you look at the normal cells versus glioblastoma, they preferentially decrease the proliferation of the cancer cells, but leave the normal cells alone. So the bottom line is inclusion of cruciferous and allium vegetables in the diet is essential for effective dietary-based cancer preventive strategies. And when we look at the anti-cancer effective fibers, there are two types of fiber. There are water-soluble fibers, gums, pectins. They protect against heart disease, diabetes, inflammatory bowel syndrome, colitis, and a variety of cancers. This is the slimy material that is found in plant foods that we don't actually absorb and exert its protective effects. Again, the poster vegetable for water-soluble fiber is okra. That sliminess in okra is water-soluble fiber. And then you have the water-insoluble fibers, which we're more familiar with, such as the bran, celluloses, hemicelluloses, again, protects against colon cancers and other cancers, constipation, diverticulosis, hemorrhoids, and inflammation, and also improves our immunity. Oops, sorry about that. Fibers also activate phytoestrogens and lignans through action by our microbiome. Breast cancer risk was decreased by 22% in women with the highest lignin intake. Whole grain rye decreased prostatic specific antigen or PSA levels in men with prostate cancer by 14%. Consumption of soy phytoestrogen reduces breast and prostate cancer risk in a dose, meaning the more you eat, the lower your risk. And the metabolism of these phytoestrogens by bacterial strains in our colon can make them more bioavailable. High fiber intake reduces the risk for breast cancer, according to a systematic review by the American Cancer Society. And fibers also prevent formation of carcinogenic toxins like hydrogen sulfide, ammonia, other sulfides, and amines in the colon. They trap many toxins and heavy metals into the stools and allow them to be expelled from the body. And they also decrease stool transit times so that these toxins are in contact with our tissues for less time overall. And fibers are also fermented to things called short-chain fatty acids, which themselves have anti-cancer properties and benefit our physiology in a number of ways. And this is just a picture from Scientific American showing that when you have a diet that's very high in fiber, you have a lot of bacterial fermentation going on. You create a lot of butyrate, which keeps your colonic cells happy, suppresses pathogenic strains of bacteria, and also helps boost immune function. So beneficial strains of bacteria colonize the healthy mucus layer and inhibit pathogenic species. These help promoting clostridial species stimulate the colon to produce more goblet cells, leading to a thicker mucus layer. And short-chain fatty acids and other fermentation products induce T regulatory cells that help calibrate the immune system to help dampen inflammation. Butyrate is a 4-carbon short-chain fatty acid that affects our genes epigenetically, helps cellular differentiation, and also acetylates and methylates our DNA that helps suppress tumor suppressor genes. And the toxins from fermentation, or the short-chain fatty acids from fermentation of plant fibers, prevent leaky gut syndrome and absorption of bacterial toxins that can promote cancer. And fiber fermentation in the colon also promotes a healthier microbiome and helps to augment and improve immune function in general. And butyrate also induces production of antibacterial and anti-inflammatory cathelicidin peptides, which again help improve our immune system and health. This is a look at how nuts can affect cancer prevention. And what you see are, in this first graph, are human liver cancer cells. And a number of different nuts were looked at as far as their ability to help suppress proliferation of these liver cancer cells. You have at the top water as the control. And you can see, compared to water, almonds, peanuts, walnuts, cashews, pine nuts, and macadamia nuts are really potent in helping to suppress proliferation of these liver cancer cells. This looks at human colon cancer cells. And again, you see walnuts, pecans, peanuts, which are really legumes, pine nuts, almonds, macadamia nuts are all really, really potent in helping to suppress these cancer cells. One study showed that nut consumption cut breast cancer risk and the risk of fibrocystic breast disease. Let's see. I gotta move this. Sorry about that. I couldn't see part of what was on my slide. Jeez, come on, man. The Harvard Nurses Health Study showed nut consumption could cut breast cancer risk and risk for fibrocystic breast disease. 2 handfuls of nuts per week reduced the risk of pancreatic cancer, and 25 walnuts have the antioxidant capacity of 8 grams of vitamin C. That's the amount of vitamin C found in 100 oranges. Blood from men with prostate cancer who were put on plant-based diet for 1 year killed 70% of the cancer cells when that blood was dripped on a plate containing prostate cancer cells. Blood from women who with breast cancer who are on plant-based diets for only 2 weeks killed the majority of the breast cancer cells in these breast cancer culture. Phytates, which are found in beans and legumes and grains, show very broad spectrum activity against a wide variety of cancer types. And phytates and lignans in beans and grains have been shown to even rehabilitate, and that is cause cancer cells to become non-cancerous or kill cancers and precancer cells. And over here, when you look at mode of action of phytates, you see that they have antioxidant properties, they enhance immunity, they affect signaling molecules and gene expressions, they can arrest the growth of cancer cells, they can induce apoptosis, which means cause those cancer cells to die, they inhibit angiogenesis, meaning that they don't allow new blood vessels to grow into the tumor, bringing it nutrients and oxygen, and they inhibit the spread or metastasis of these cancer cells.